Lyric out and she's getting ready to head home, so I wanted to put a little bit on tape, show you where she finished up. You know, some of the thing is that some of the basics with Lyric, you know, were just, it's hard because I don't think she understood what no meant, you know, and she definitely didn't understand a sit stay, so she missed some kind of communication in there. She knew how to sit. She knew what stay was. She just she didn't know what stay was wait till she got the release command. And so somewhere in there, she lost the no too. And that's where the jumping part comes in, you know, as far as that goes. I don't really use no when it comes to come because of the fact that once you say no, then they know they're in trouble. And so that tends to create more problems than it solves. But with the jumping issue, no. I do think that sit and stay is your key element. You know, they've got to understand if they're sitting and staying, they can feasibly not be jumping on you. You know, and with Lyric, a lot of that is personality. This spinny hyperness is border collie personality, and you're not going to take that away. So you're just going to have to control it. If you really don't want her jumping on you, no, off sit, no, off sit. And it's just going to take a little bit of repetition. And unfortunately, with her being a little bit of an older dog and an adoption, we don't know what the parameters were that she was allowed to get away with that. So if that's the case and you absolutely don't want her jumping on you or any of your company, to make her successful, put her on leash and correct her when she's not doing it correctly so that she understands that's not what you want. And be consistent. She can't jump on one person and get away with it, you know, as far as that goes. My dogs can give hugs as far as that. I don't mind, but they have to come and sit and be invited up. I just don't let them come up me at the first because that creates all sorts of problems with company. All right, Miss Lyric, you want to show off? Hey, want to go? Okay. As I said, some of this bounciness, this is personality, and it's not something you're just going to be doing away with. No. Sit. She understands sit. For some reason, it is not connected with the stop and sit. But again, you guys said you're big hikers, and I don't know that that's an issue. But when I'm in town, I just prefer my dogs always sit beside me when I stop because it could be a curb situation or a parking lot situation, and you don't want him to get away with it. The fact is she does know what sit means, so that won't be a huge problem. Leave it. Sit. Hey. Stay. No. Start again. That initial step, she's always given me a little bit of problems with, but I thought I had it worked out. Stay. Good, stay. Pull, and she'll pull back. As I said, the most important thing about a stay is a release. So you want to go all the way back to her side. And this again helps with that jumping. So make sure you're back to her side before you release her. Okay. And a lot of times I'll toss a treat for her because it gives me another opportunity to work a come. And so I just toss them out there. Sit. Want to go? Let's go. No, back. She's a bouncy border collie and she tends to like to forage. Let's go. But she needs to walk right along with you. You need some control with Miss Lyric. Back. Good. Sit. Okay, let's go. Come on. No, leave it. Good girl. Here. Lyric, sit. Good, that was much better. I just cue her for sit. Honestly, I'll show you an automatic or a stop. You'll see what I mean. She knows to stop, so I know the sit is in there. She just doesn't want to do it unless you tell her. Let's go. Back. Good. Lyric. Good. And I can give her a name and a pop, and she does sit, so I know she understands the concept. It just never connected. As many as I've done this last 2 weeks. Stay. No. Leave it. Stay. Moving side to side. No. She was distracted and I figured that was going to happen. Stay. What's up? Something about you and videotapes, huh? Most of the dogs, I'll say that they won't do something and they do everything perfectly on videotape. She's the absolute opposite. Once I turn on the camera, it's like I'm going to show off the wrong side. No. Stay. No. No. Leave it. Girlfriend, I don't think I've given you that many no's in about 3 or 4 days. Back to her side. Okay, good girl. Sit. Good. I noticed she was going to jump, so I made her sit. Let's go. Walk right into her. Back. There's that quirky personality, I'm telling you. Let's go. Easy. Easy. You can go for a run without bolting out. Well, that was fun. Sit. Good. Let's go. Back. Slow. Good girl. Do a little circle. Come on. Yeah. Lyric. Yes, there's a bird over there. Okay, let's go. Leave it. No. Hey. Sit. Way interested in a bird on the fence over there. Down. Down. No. Down. Good. Stay. No. Down. Down. All the way. No. Down. Down. No, it's not play. Stay. Good, stay. She knew the commands, the down, the sit, those sort of things. I just think that she kind of thought she could do them in her time frame and not in yours. This is where it's going to take a little bit of correcting. Stay. No. She knows what down means, but she doesn't always want to wait for that release. Okay. Good girl. I could see she was getting a little frustrated, so I went ahead and let her up. But, you know, I think that key to this is really following through. And if you want her to understand that she can't jump and she needs to stay off people, she's got to understand no and to wait until I tell you what to do. So I think the jumping issue, as far as that goes, is part of that, a very big part of that. All right, out here, I've only turned her loose once in this yard. Unfortunately, it's just way too big to chase the dog down. And then they really get away, sit, with what you're asking them not to do. You know, with Lyric, I didn't want her running around and not paying attention and not coming back. So it's just too much yard to do that in. So I'll take the camera and we'll go in the backyard and I'll show you kind of how you need to start small, you know, and then don't trust her off leash. Obviously, distractions, a bird is going to be the biggest thing with Lyric. We don't know her background. We don't know what sets her off, if she's just been allowed to run and chase and do whatever she wants to do. So that inclination of her going out and not paying attention is there. You're just going to have to kind of monitor it. And the best way to monitor that is on a leash, so that if she does run, all you have to do is stand there and kind of hang on. And I mean, I'm talking a 15 or 20 foot long line, and just let her go until she hits the end of the leash. And then you go, what happened? Good girl, come back. But in the yards, in the small yards and stuff like that, it's way easier to correct that. And once you correct it once, then she really doesn't wander too much. All right, so get it. Lyric, come. Hurry. Get it. Lyric, come. No. Come. Sit. And I worked a lot of backup comes the first week because she wouldn't take treats. Very bizarre. As soon as I got done with week 1 videotape, I was going out the gate and I dropped a treat. It wasn't even intentional. And she just, snapped it up. And since then, she's been taking treats. No idea. Get it. Lyric, come. Good. Back up. No. And this is what I'm talking about. No. Don't you jump. No. Get it. Lyric, come. It's always a sit. And she does this automatically. So I really think, get it. Lyric, come. Hurry. I know. Sit. Good. That from here, even if I reach down and pet her, she does pretty good. She's got the bounce. But what I've done with that is just no, off. And just pull down. No, off. Good girl. But that bounce is what we call border collie bounce. And there's really not a lot you can do. Place. That was horrible. Place. All right, goofy girl. Ready? Place. Good. No. Nothing else. She has fun and she'll make you laugh. She's got a lot of, like I said, a lot of personality. Okay, get it? Lyric, place. Sit. Down. Good girl. Good. With beds and pet cots and stuff like that, she went to them pretty naturally. So I think that, at home, she's used to laying around and being pretty good. But if you want her to, okay, place. These are also another good thing to use if you have company or something like that. You can introduce them to Lyric. When she gets on the bed, she has to stay there. They can come in and you can make her really stay on the bed. You just have to correct when she steps off. And then you can release her, okay, to go see the company. And then you have better control. You have the control, sit, so that when somebody comes up to her to greet her, hi, Lyric, how you doing? Way to go. No, off. Good. No. Good. Hi, Lyric. No. Good girl. And she understands that she can't put her paws up and get all hyper and stuff like that. With rescue dogs, it all comes back to where they started. And we're not real positive where, Lyric started. That doesn't mean she's a bad dog. It just means that when it comes to working with her at home, following it up from here and stuff like that, that you're going to need a little bit of help because it's not always going to be really automatic. And maybe some of the regular tricks that you've used in the past won't work with Lyric. But we're going to go ahead and stop this tape, and I'm going to move inside the yard, and we'll, videotape some of those comes off leash and kind of show you exactly how you handle that. We just moved into a smaller yard so I could turn her loose, I think the bigger yard, unfortunately with her, the bigger parameters she has to run off and get her focus lost is what's going to eventually make it really difficult for her to understand that come means come every time I ask her to. So, start off small. And I'm sorry it's so noisy. We've got a couple that have really, taken objection to us being out here in the yard this morning. But start off small, do comes in the house, do them in your yard, and then transfer over to a long line or something like that. Someplace where she has room to get out quite a ways and maybe not feel that she's on leash so she can get a correction. All right, let's just start with a basic come. Lyric. I know, it's so strange that she started just taking treats. Get it? Lyric, come. Ready? Get it. Good, Lyric. Come. Good. Back up a little bit so I can throw a little further. Get it? Oops, that one didn't go very far. Lyric, come. Get it. Good girl. Good. Okay, now let's see if we can get her to just wander. Good girl. Lyric. And I have no attention. So I'm going to go over. Step on the leash. Lyric. Come. No. Hey, Lyric, come. Good. All right, let's try again. girl. Oh, no jump, no jump, no. With one good correction, most of the time it kind of fixes itself. Lyric, come. Good girl, sit. Good, okay. Lyric, come, sit. Come, good. Good girl. That was really good. A lot of times, once she understands what the parameters are of the routine, what you expect of her, she goes ahead and comes on back. Lyric, come, sit. Good girl. So, I think working inside a smaller yard and then expanding to the larger area, I would be cautious taking her off leash in places that maybe she has the freedom to roam, because I think that it's hard. You can't get a correction. And then if she keeps wandering, you've really lost the control. You need to make sure, go to some big parks, and let her loose in some big parks, that sort of thing. So now it's down to grooming from here. So we're going to put her up, get her all groomed up, and we'll see how she does when you get here. Good girl.